Today's topic is low Smart Point Halloween treats. And that's no trick. If that's piqued your interest, stay tuned. Hello. Like I said earlier, today's topic is low Smart Point Halloween treats. And that's no trick. I found 9 today. 9 treats that I want to share with you that I found looking for low Smart Point foods that were specifically packaged in Halloween packaging. Because I found out several years ago that at this time of the year, different companies will package their goods in smaller amounts for people that hand out treats at Halloween. You see, our church for the last 20 years has been doing a thing called Trunk or Treat. And that's where anywhere from 6 to 14 cars will get together and all line up and decorate their cars in some biblical theme, and then the children walk by and get treats. Well, with me, I've always done sandwich-sized baggies full of scripture and info about our church and little novelties or toys and a few treats. Most of the time, well, at least for the first 9 years, the treats were not that healthy. But after I started Weight Watchers, probably not the first year in 2014, but by 2015, I was really trying to not just me live healthy, but everybody that was around me. I wanted everyone to be able to do the best for themselves. And so I thought, hey, if I'm trying to eat healthy, it's not going to be right for me to put all these high-fat, high-calorie, high Smart Point foods in these baggies that I'm doing for the kids. I sure don't want to contribute to their obesity. So this year, I made it a mission for me to find some low Smart Point treats that I would share with you in a video. I normally have a lot of trouble finding the sweet end of that. I always can find some kind of low Smart Point savory or salty treat, but this year I got out and really looked, and I found 5 that I'm going to share with you. Now, I do have 5 sweet ones. I do have 3 others that most of the time I do put in these baggies, but they're sort of obvious low Smart Points because, like, I'll put 1 piece of bubble gum and a Bob's Mint and a Hershey Kisses. All 3 of those are 1 Smart Point per piece. And sometimes I'll use them, sometimes I don't. I nearly always put bubble gum in. So I'll probably do that this year, but I didn't want to add those 3. I wanted to specifically go out and find something a little bit more substantial than that, and I hope you'll enjoy it. The first one that I have picked is the first one that I began to use back in 2015 when I know that I was trying to look for lower calorie, lower Smart Point foods. And it also, it's substantial in what it has. It's M&Ms. Yes, the pack is very small, but for 1 pack, it is 3 Smart Points and 65 calories. By the way, I have notes over here to my right. I couldn't memorize all of this, so I'll just warn you, if you see me looking over, I'm looking at my notes. Now, one thing that I decided to add is how many added grams of sugar in the sweet ones. And this one has 8 grams of added sugar. So it's not very low in sugar, but it is so much lower than a big candy bar, or even some of the other snack size candy bars have twice as many Smart Points and calories and a lot more added sugar. So this was the first one that I used when I began to really try to find something that would be at least a little better for a treat. I probably won't use it this year because it's so hard to find and they're very expensive. So I'm trying to do enough treats to allow for 150 treaters. And so it can get pretty expensive, but it's worth every bit of it. I always say I'm blessed so much more than those kids are. Anyway, M&M's, that was the first one. Now the second one is something I have used it in the past, but I never paid real close attention to what it was. And it is small. I'm not going to tell you it's big. It is a mini Twix cookie bar. And for one cookie bar, it is 2 Smart Points, 50 calories, and there are 5 added grams of sugar to this little bitty candy bar. And it is very little. I took a picture of it next to a Built Bite, which is the Built Bar company has started producing smaller versions of their Built Bars that they call Built Bite. Day 2, each one is 2 Smart Points, and it's a little bigger than this. And so for me, I will opt out for the Built Bites instead of hunting for something else because it's just 2 Smart Points. But this is a mini Twix cookie. 2 Smart Points. And I want to explain something. On the back of some of these packages, the serving size may be larger than what I'm saying. But for me, I was able to determine what I would want to eat. What I felt like would satisfy that either sweet craving or, as in later in the video, will be salt craving. And so that's what I thought I could. 1 cookie bar, 1 little package of M&Ms. All right, now the next thing is called, it's by Tootsie Roll, and it's Tootsie Fruit Chews. Now they are little, I didn't open the package, but they're little, they're about a little smaller than the Twix bar was. And for 2 of them, 2 pieces, it equals 2 Smart Points, 30 calories, and 7 grams of added sugar. You know, none of these are low in sugar. Some of them are sort of low in fat, but none of them are low in sugar. That's a lot. All that I've been saying, it's a lot of sugar. But for Halloween, it'll be okay, maybe. But that's what this one was, Tootsie Fruit Chews. Okay, number 4. I debated about this one, but I decided to go ahead and do it because I enjoy putting suckers of some sort in these little packages for the kids. I normally do Dum Dums, but I didn't want to do Dum Dums this year, so I found this. It's by a company called Arcor, which I'm not familiar with, but it is called a Bubble Gum Pop. Now, you can see that it's not very big, but it's flavorful. I mean, I liked it. I've tried every one of these things in the past or this past week. And so for the Bubble Gum Pop, for 1 sucker, it's 2 Smart Points and 44 calories. Now it has 9 grams of added sugar. I believe this was the highest serving size that I used with the added sugar. And so, but suckers are, they're mainly just some kind of sugar that's been formulated and made into a sucker. The Charm Blow Pops are 3 or 4 Smart Points. So this one's 1 less Smart Point. I didn't figure the calories or the sugar content in the charms. That'll be up to you to do that. But this was the Bubblegum Pops. 1 sucker, 2 Smart Points. Okay, and number 5, I dropped it a minute ago, so I'm going to have to bend over for a minute. And this is something new. I've never bought this until last week. I found it, I think at Big Lots is where I found it. And I found all these at either Walmart, Big Lots, or the Dollar Tree. And so this one is called Chex Mix Muddy Buddies. And then under it, it says, I don't know if it says it here or not, but on the big box it says that it is peanut butter and chocolate. And they're pretty good. I mean, I did try one of these the other day. For 1 pouch, this size, it's 3 Smart Points, 80 calories, and 5 grams of added sugar. For the size that you get, the added sugar seemed to be quite a bit less. And I don't know that I've shared this or not, but if you look, see, this is so obviously packaged for Halloween. I mean, it's got a big vampire on it, and it even says somewhere on it, trick or treat size pouches. And, you know, there's a lot of companies that do this, and I really like it. So, because I feel like I can give this out to the kids, and I can, when I'm packing up the baggies or whatever I'm packing up, I too can eat one occasionally, because it takes me about 3 or 4 sittings to do 150 bags. Okay, that's the sweet version of these treats that I've found. I'll get the savory or salty versions, so I'll be back. Okay, I had to reset my table, and I had so many things piled up here. I had to move the sweets out and get the salty ones in. I don't think I mentioned earlier that I always try to keep the Smart Point value to be no higher than 3 Smart Points in any of these. And for the most part, if I'm going to eat it, I like to keep it at 2 or less. For the treat bags that I make up, I'm okay if it's 3 Smart Points, but if it's more than that, I won't put it in it. If it's more than 2, nowadays, I probably won't eat it. That's one of the reasons about the M&Ms that I've stopped eating them as much as a snack. Now, I have something in this that I'll explain a little bit. I've talked about it before, but I will talk about it again. Now, the first salty or savory snack that I have, I've talked about it before, but this one is specifically packaged for Halloween, and so you can get a lot more in a bag. Like, this is the Snyder's Mini Pretzels. And what I had found earlier was, I think it was back to school, and you could get 6 packs for $1. And where this, the price is pretty comparable. It's a little cheaper. I don't guess you can see this, but it's $3 for 24 bags. So that is, that would average out to 8 bags in those snack bags, which it's just 6. So I'm getting an extra 6 bags, right? Is that right? I think so. Anyway, that's beside the point. I paid $3 for 24 of them. And the facts on that, they're packaged as either bats or cats, and so it's a small bag. I've shown you these before, but it's only 50 calories and 1 Smart Point. You know, you can't beat something that you can find already prepackaged, and it's only 1 Smart Point. And it's pretzels, and I love pretzels. It's so much so that when I don't have them bagged up, it could be a problem for me. And these are not a problem for me, because I'll eat 1 bag, and I'm fine with that. And if I decide, well, I can eat 2, that's still just 2 smart points. So this is the first salty snack. It's pretzels. 1 smart point. Oh, wait a minute. Instead of added sugar, this time I did the sodium content. Because it is salty and savory, it's got quite a bit of salt in it. So I did want to explain that. It's 1 smart point, 50 calories, but 140 milligrams of sodium. That's quite a bit for a small pack. So it's not something that I would normally go with 2 packs, because that'd be almost 300 milligrams of sodium. That's number 1. Number 2 is something also that I have found in other versions, but this is one that's specifically being marketed for Halloween, and it is the Pringles Snack Stacks. If you see, it's very obviously, there's a mummy and there's some spiders and some trick-or-treaters right here. I think a witch and a cat and a ghost. And so it's being marketed for Halloween. And normally where I think I can get 12, this has double the amount. It has 24 cups. And it's a little cheaper. It too is a little cheaper. I wish I'd written it down, but I didn't. But it's for 1 tub, which this has not, the packaging has not changed for it. But for 1 tub, it is 3 smart points and 100 calories and 105 milligrams of sodium. Now, you notice I said 3 smart points, and I do eat this as a side with a sandwich. I mean, this is one of my favorite things. If I'm not eating pretzels, then I'm usually eating this little Smart Stack, because it's less than the Baked Lays, because most of them are 4. So 3 is good. I mean, yeah, it's less chips than the Baked Lays packages, but with my mind, it's okay. Number 3. Now, this is something that I've eaten off and on for years. I knew that Skinny Pop had packages, but the Skinny Pop that I buy during the year is 3 smart points. This one, which I'm sure is a little smaller than what I can normally get, it's for 1 package, it's 2 smart points and 80 calories. And here's a bonus. There's only there's only 40 milligrams of sodium in this bag. So this is probably one of the best for your value. For it only has 2 smart points, it's 80 calories, and it has 40 milligrams of sodium. I wish I could find a lot of these. And so you can see it's being marketed. There's a spider and a monster, and I think the monster's holding a jack-o'-lantern package or something like that. So it's obviously being marketed for Halloween, just like the others that I have shown today. Well, now I've got one more. Now, this product, I've seen it in grocery stores before, but when I scan it, it's always being sold in a package, a big package. And when I scan it, it's too many smart points for me, so I don't get it. Because I believe a serving for it, on the package, it says it's 5 smart points, I believe. I know it's no less than 4. So I don't get it. As I've shared in the past, if I buy a big package, I'm liable to overeat. The only way I can keep from doing that is to put everything in little portion-sized bags. And sometimes I do that, and sometimes I don't. But I found this the other day, and I've already tried a few of them. Hold on a sec. And it is Garden Veggie Chips. And a lot of times in the grocery store, you'll see them as veggie straws or something like this. Well, these are in Ghost and Bats, so they're obviously not straws, but there's quite a few of them. And I mean, I've really been enjoying, I've had 2 packs of them since I found these last week. And for 1 bag, it's 2 Smart Points and 70 calories. Now, here's the part that's not so good. It's 150 milligrams of sodium. It is the highest amount of sodium of any of the 4 that I've been showing you. So I was a little disappointed when I saw that because I didn't check the sodium when I bought it. I checked it when I was doing up research about doing this video. So I'm a little disappointed that it was so high in sodium content. But the Smart Points, the calories, they're good. I mean, 2 Smart Points, 70 calories, and it's a nice size bag. So this is a bonus. I hope I can find, I've only been able to find 1 pack of it so far. So I'm hoping I can find some more so that I will have them maybe at least till the end of the year. Because that's something that I have found that I can do with all of this that I've been showing you today is most of them don't expire on October 31st. Most of them go through the first of the year, usually somewhere around February, some of them even March, before they expire. And I've said before, with pretzels, it'll say something expires 1 month and it will go 2 months longer before you begin to realize that it's not as fresh as it once was. But I will continue to eat these smaller versions even after Halloween is long gone. And it helps me to stay away from the higher Smart Point valued foods that we are all exposed to in Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, press the notification bell, comment below, and share this if you think anybody else would enjoy this information. Thank you. Bye-bye.